Have you ever thought to yourself, I want to become a voice actor, but what does it take to become one? Hi, my name is Amy Bates, and this is my senior research project where I investigate physicality and its connection to voice acting. Now, voice acting, it's everywhere you look or listen. From watching really annoying YouTube ads that you can't skip, to playing video games, to using navigation systems, or even taking lessons with the infamous Duolingo owl, voice acting is in a lot of aspects of everyday life. Even in stuff that you didn't think had voice acting in it, like call centers, radio broadcasting, and even AI voices, because AI needs training too. You listen to the voices of Mel Blanc, the man behind so many Looney Tunes characters that we all know and love, Tara Strong, who voices characters in The Fairly Odd Parents, Teen Titans Go, and My Little Pony, and Seth MacFarlane, who voices characters in Family Guy, American Dad, and even the mouse from the movie Sing. And you think, yeah, I could do that. Their jobs look really easy. Well, I'm here to let you know that there is much more to voice acting than meets the ear. Voice acting is so much more than just speaking into a microphone. Clarity, enunciation, breathing. There's so much that goes into voice acting, and we're just getting started. For my senior research project, the question that I've asked myself is, how much does physical movement inform vocal performance for action anime voice actors? First off, the background. I got inspired to do this research because I'm an anime voice actor fan. I love watching behind-the-scenes clips of voice actors doing their thing behind the mic with and without sound to really focus on what they're doing physically with their bodies. Like this clip of Goku and King Beerus' voice actors fighting against each other in Dragon Ball. Don't worry, I'll play it with sound.
I will not let you destroy my world!
Now, I'll encourage you to watch that clip back without sound to see where I'm trying to come from with this. This side-by-side recording of the voice actor and the character they're playing is such a cool concept to me, and I really wanted to know if other voice actors did the same thing with physicality in the booth. Another thing is my personal connection to voice acting. I'm a voice actress myself, believe it or not. If you remember earlier in the video, I mentioned that radio broadcasting is a part of the voice acting sphere. As the student production coordinator at KCWU 88 The Berg, my college radio station, I make vocal imaging for our station. So I make all of the skits, the announcement requests, everything that is not music is my job to produce. The closest thing that I have that's like action, anime-esque voice acting is probably this most recent skit that we did with our station mascot. Take a listen.
Dude, this winter's been so sucky. Like, there's literally no snow out at all.
I know, right? I mean, we've gotten some snow to stick, but sledding is definitely out of the question.
Wait, who's that at the top of the stairs?
Isn't that Birdfoot? What's he holding?
Is that a sled? Oh no.
Bergfoot, don't do it! You have so much to live for!
I tried to warn him.
Yeah, you did. You did.
The voice acting that I do at the station is way more even-keeled and never gets to, I'm gonna murder someone energy like it does a lot in action anime. Watching clips of Kenjiro Tsuda and Junya Enoki as Nanami Kento and Itadori Yuji in Jujutsu Kaisen, Marina Inoue and Hiroshi Kamiya, who play Armin Arlert and Levi Ackerman in Attack on Titan, and Bryce Papenbrook and Alex Lee, who play Inosuke Hashibira and Zenitsu Agatsuma in Demon Slayer, really sparked my focus in action anime for this project. Throughout this quarter, I read and skimmed through so many books that did not link physical action to voice acting specifically, but I did find tangentially related items that was relevant to my project, like a peer-reviewed article by Rocco Vera, Hello, which I'll get into a bit more in a second. For my project, I decided that case studies would be the best way to go, and I did my best to find one female and one male voice actor from America and Japan both, so it would be 4 voice actors in total that talked about physicality behind the microphone. But tell me why there were no articles or voiceover panels or discussions or text messages or any tweets and anything. There was nothing from female voice actors. I wanted to get both POVs of female and male voice actors. Ugh, it's okay. Because I couldn't find any female voice actors talking about physicality behind the mic, I had to shift my research, and I ended up doing 3 case studies on male voice actors, 1 from Japan and 2 from America, that talked about physicality behind the mic and their experiences with playing their characters. Before getting into the case studies, I did say that I would touch on Rocco Dalvera's peer-reviewed article. Rocco Dalvera wrote an article titled The Voice in Heightened Affective States, which was in a book that I engaged with titled The Voice in Violence and Other Contemporary Issues in Professional Voice and Speech Training. Dalvera's article dove into vocal characteristics of people in extreme emotions and investigated psychotherapy and professionals that work with human behavior and emotions. In his article, he references the DSM-4, which is the 4th edition Diagnostic Statistical Manual. Basically, that book has a bunch of data on human vocal emotion. He used it to dissect how voice actors approach difficult emotions that roles can produce. What he found was that actors can struggle with authentic portrayal of emotions due to embarrassment, lack of lived experience or knowledge on the subject, or pushing themselves too far, whether that was pushing themselves too far or the director pushing themselves too far. To combat this, he listed out a couple of solutions or methods that the actors and directors could take to find a safer environment for the actor to, act. I found this article very useful for my case studies because that's exactly the type of emotion that we're looking at in action anime, which is very intense. For case studies, I started off with Japanese male voice actor Junya Enoki, who voices Itadori Yuji in Jujutsu Kaisen. One night, the TikTok algorithm blessed me with this clip of him recording a scene from the Shibuya incident later on in season 2 of the show. Before I play the clip, I will warn you, this is a pretty intense scene that contains sounds of vomiting, dialogue of wanting to die, and screaming. Let's take a look. In that clip, you can see Enoki is on the floor and he's mimicking Itadori's movements. This scene comes right after Itadori realizes that he's the one who caused mass destruction of the city of Shibuya, Japan, and that includes the deaths of thousands of innocent civilians. He screams, "Die! Only me, die right now." And we see in the anime that he vomits and cries while he screams this. Junya Enoki attended Anime Expo 2024 and was on a panel that discussed the physicality behind the scene, and he confirmed what we saw in the video, stating he performed the scene on all fours, taking the same position as Yuji. And he also reassured everyone that although he didn't vomit during the recording, he did cry. Enoki has countless scenes in this series where Itadori is placed in states of heightened emotion, and that shows us as viewers that these shows can really take an emotional toll on the actors. But this dedication and physicality behind the mic isn't exclusive to Japanese voice actors. Case study number 2. American voice actors like Bryce Papenbrook also use physicality to enhance their performances. Papenbrook plays Eren Yeager in the very popular anime and manga series Attack on Titan, and Eren goes through so much emotional and mental turmoil during this series. I mean, seriously. He's a teenager, and he makes the tough decision that mass genocide of 80% of the world's population is the best way to save his friends. Hello? Nutso. Crazy. Insane. Rolling Stone did an interview with Pappenbrook, and he revealed that he physically hurt himself in the booth to get a more authentic recording. Let's take a look.
There's no banking of sound files. There is only screaming as loud as possible whenever needed. Going in, I knew the intensity and I knew what I was getting myself into, and I was willing to take myself there. But I've been very physical through this show. There's moments where Eren bites his hand in season 1. I bit my hand so hard I left bruises, but it sounds real. In season 2, Eren's extremely unhinged. So I literally unhinged my jaw during recording to let that pain and suffering and that insanity come through, because it's what this show deserves.
The man literally left bruises on his hand and dislocated his jaw, or unhinged his jaw. Like, how nutso is that? That's crazy. I mean, who logically thinks that causing yourself physical harm in a recording booth is the best way to get an authentic auditory image? A voice actor who's seriously invested in their craft. That's dedication to your role. At the beginning of the series, Eren is learning how to shift into a Titan on command, so he bites his hand to not only show that he's unstable, and he's very unstable, but to also let the viewers know that causing self-harm is the way that Titan shifters are able to transform into a Titan on demand. I mean, you gotta give it to him. Like, I've listened to a lot of his dub of Attack on Titan. It's some of the best American dub voice acting that I've heard so far. But Pappenbrook has also worked with American voice actor Alex Lee on a show called Demon Slayer, and both of their roles in that show are very well known for screaming and intense battle scenes. Case study number 3. American voice actor Alex Lee has a voice... Hello? Yeah, of course he has a voice. He's a voice actor. American voice actor Alex Lee has a YouTube channel where he features behind-the-scenes videos in the recording booth from his roles in Vinland Saga, Demon Slayer, and more recently, Solo Leveling, which is what I focused my research on for Alex Lee. IGN hosted an interview with Alex Lee, and they talked about performing as Jinwoo Sung, who is the main character of the series. Taito Ban, Lee's Japanese counterpart, reportedly coughed up blood after recording an earlier episode in the series due to the role's intense vocal strain. Let's take a look at what he had to say about it.
I'm pretty sure you're familiar with this story, Alex. Like, your Japanese counterpart apparently coughed up blood at the end of episode 2. So knowing that, I think fans are kind of curious to know how you approached that particular pivotal scene.
Actually, the story goes is that Taito Ban actually coughed up blood recording for episode 4.
Episode 4?
Episode 4.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a common... I think it's a story that's been going around, but having spoken with the producers of the show, I understood that this was a super tough role for him and his voice. And basically, I remember the premiere night of Solo Leveling, we all were in a room together and they were like, oh yeah, he coughed up blood in episode 4, so please take care of yourself. And I'm like, thanks for the heads up, guys. But I think part of, or what my core belief when it comes to dubbing and localizing anime, the most important part is to make sure that I channel his spirit and do his work justice, and make sure that everything I do at least carry over the same passion and energy that he gave all of his heart to perform, because I don't want any of that performance to be lost in translation.
Lee's passion and energy certainly carried over into his performance in episode 11 of the series, where Jinwoo Sung battles against a knight named Igris in a scene that included intense, extensive screaming. This next clip is the video of that scene, and content warnings for screaming and use of a weapon. Let's take a look.
All right, let's do it. I haven't lost yet! Too shallow! Step deeper!
The Solo Leveling series gained a lot of traction from fans who read the manhwa, which is the original Korean web novel, and fans pressed Lee into portraying a scene accurately from the manhwa, so much to the point where he started receiving online threats if he did not perform it well. Just a couple days before he posted that YouTube clip that we just saw, he posted this TikTok addressing the comments from fans and also mentioned that he coughed up blood after his recording of that scene.
English voice actor of Sung Jin-woo in Solo Leveling here. Over the last weekend, I've gotten thousands of comments in my inbox about the Arise scene. I get it. You're excited, you're nervous, so am I. But here's the thing, and I'm not talking about the comments that are politely asking me to do a good job. No, not those. I'm talking about stuff like this. If you keep spamming my comment section with threats, if you keep making threats to me about this scene, I'm gonna change it to wake up. I'm gonna change it to wakey wakey. I'm gonna change it to get up, buddy. I'm gonna change it to erect. I'm gonna change it to it's time for school. It's time for school. Get up, buddy. Jokes aside, the episode comes out in less than 2 weeks. Let me cook. I'm gonna do my own thing. Just wait, be patient. Don't overhype yourself. And you know what? Watch episode 11 coming out this weekend first. Please, watch that one first because we worked hard on it. And I literally coughed up blood. I'm not even kidding. I coughed up blood the next morning. You see how tired I am? Do you see how tired I look? Watch that one first. Maybe it'll give me some motivation to do 12, okay? And one last thing. The Japanese was already amazing, so... Alright, that's it. Leave me alone.
The preservation of intensity of the original Japanese dub and honoring his work in that, in the English localization, as well as suffering the exact same physical trauma on his body that Taitoban also suffered. Are you kidding? It shows me that action anime voice actors are, first of all, insane, but also that action anime voice acting can take a huge toll on your body if you push yourself enough. And Alex Lee is no stranger to pushing himself for his roles. In conclusion, voice acting is a very physical form of acting. You have to be really in tune with your body in order to perform your roles as accurately as you can, especially roles like we see in action anime that contain so many intense emotions. Themes like mass genocide and internal struggles that these characters face and the situations that they're put in are not things that we experience in everyday life as humans on this earth. At least I hope not. These three voice actors have really shown me that portraying those emotions is not a one-size-fits-all, and it's really up to the individual to see how they can put themselves into their character's shoes, and that is really commendable. I can only hope to be half as good as these voice actors when I get into the scene. Thank you.